This is the Tokyo Banner 23 sneaker channel, Tokyo Banner 23 のスニーカーチャンネルです。I bring you daily content from Tokyo, Japan. 毎日アップするので毎日見てほしい。And it's tough work bringing you that daily content and having a full-time job and having a one-year-old daughter. But hey, I'm going to keep doing it because I just love talking about sneakers and I love engaging with my audience out there. So thank you very much for checking in today for this video, which is all about the Adidas Yeezy, what's it called? The Adidas Yeezy Geode V2. And that's that V2 that's very important because it's the update on what is a very successful silhouette right now for the Adidas brand. The Adidas Yeezy 700s are really hot right now, and today we're looking at that V2, the update, and the Geode colorway. As I said in the introduction, this is all about looking at the Yeezy 700 Geode, the V2s. They're updating the V1. Well, it's not V1. They just called it because they didn't know it was version 1 when they made it. It was just the only one. But now the V2s have come along and they're updating that 700 line, which is extremely hot right now. The Inertias, which dropped recently, had a lot of hype behind them, took a lot of sales and did really well. I thought that they hadn't, but they did. They've done really well and they've sold out, as did the Salts before that. And then is there anything else? Of course, I mean, you've got the Wave Runners and the Mauves. They're all in there. The 700s just seem to be really going from strength to strength. I thought that they would really die off, but they're not. The V2s, the 350 V2s, don't seem to be doing all that well, although the recent versions, they don't call them a V2 though in, a V3 with the 350s though, which actually when I think about it is interesting. But what the Statics brought out with that stripe, that translucent stripe on the side, they brought out the clays. Well, they didn't bring out the clays, they were postponed, but they brought out the Hyperspace and the Terraform, Hyperspace in Asia and the Terraform in Europe, and they sold out as well. So maybe the Yeezy hype that I thought was dying off is not actually dying off, and it's definitely not dying off for these 700s. And these Geodes, I think, are going to sell really well as the first V2 out there, or at least the first V2 that I know of. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But today's video is all about that Geode, which is releasing this week, Saturday, I think is the 23rd, releasing across the globe. So if you're wanting to get your hands on a pair, I suggest you get the hands on a pair pretty fast. この Yeezy は今週の土曜日23日発売します。I do sometimes slip into Japanese like that because I am here in Japan and I do want to sort of tip my hat to my local content and my local viewers out there. I was going to say local content creators. I suppose I should tip my hat to local content creators as well, but tip my hat to the viewers out there who are checking in Japan too. And I do often say CC バトンを押すとおすすめします。その CC バトンを押すと英語の G マークが出てくるので、英語の G マークを読みながら東京バナ23のコンテンツを見るとおすすめします。And it is helpful to my second language learners to hit that CC button down below and get the English subtitles while I'm speaking English because it's easier to read and listen at the same time. So I do recommend that to you guys out there. Anyway, enough about that. Into these shoes, let's have a look at these guys. I have been super critical of the 700s. I didn't like them at all. I'm going to say I nearly said hate, but I don't think I hated them. But I was just like not interested. Let's put it that way. I wasn't interested in the 700s at all. I did a Salt review, wasn't all that interested in them. I didn't really understand where people were coming from. Some people were talking about the Wave Runners being a grail, and I was like, whoa, it's a little bit strong. But then when the Inertias came out, I was kind of like, you know, okay, maybe there's something there. And actually these Geodes here, I would put up there with the Inertias. Tolerable, perhaps. I wouldn't go so far as to say like, but then again, I've never had these guys on foot. Maybe if I put them on foot, they'd be like, whoa, this is an absolutely incredible sneaker. But I haven't had them on foot, so I don't know what they feel like that. My good friend online, Not Just Hype, definitely has had them on foot. So if you want to check out a channel, check out Not Just Hype. He's a brilliant YouTuber out of England, and he's definitely got sneakers on feet all the time. So I do recommend you check that out, where you'll see he did a on foot of the Inertias, and I'm sure he'll get these Geodes in hand as well. But let's have a look at these Geodes. They are a V2 version of the 700s, an update, and there's not that many differences. I do like the upper and those sort of tones throughout it. We are in a sort of earth tones Yeezy vibe these days. Everything is kind of earthy. Those clays that didn't drop in America but will drop soon, I'm sure. And the Terraform, some people say True Form, some people say Terraform because it's just the letters without the vowels, so we're not sure if it's Terraform or True Form. But then the Salts as well. and there's just a lot of earthiness going on, and the earth colors in these geodes, I do actually dig them. I think they are really quite nice, and I think they've done a good job of balancing the colors throughout the upper of the sneaker. But we're looking for the differences, the update for the V2. What is the difference between the previous 700s and these new V2 700s? And I can only really see two major places. I mean, I'm sure there's details on there, and maybe somebody else will do a review in depth like that. But for me, the two major differences are the branding on the midfoot, where you've almost got the three-stripe branding horizontally across the sneaker there. And it is that mesh suede and leather upper, high quality material, so I'm sure it feels really, really awesome. And adding that three-stripe branding on there, which I think I might be right in saying has actually got a bit of 3M in it as well. It does actually look really, really good, and it is a nice addition. I think it brings a bit more to the upper than was there before. But also, and this takes a little bit of thinking about, and what I'm going to do is, I've already probably started to do it while I'm actually talking, so you kind of know what I'm doing here. But when I want to compare two different things, and I did this most recently with, what was it I did it most recently with? Was it Bread 4s that I did this most recently, where I put up two sneakers? You know what, it was Vapor Maxes. It was on Sunday when I did the what was it called, Throwback Future review, that I put up two pairs of Vapor Maxes like I'm doing right now with these two pairs, 700s and 700 V2s, and alternating those two screenshots so that you can see the difference. And the place I really want to zoom in on is on the 4-foot midsole. I'm surprised I got that out. The 4-foot midsole, there's definitely some detailing changes between the midsoles there and how it kind of reaches up, which is interesting because I saw the Yeezy 451s that might be dropping, perhaps with that sort of midsole reaching up onto the outsole, not the outsole, onto the upper. And there's a hint of that here in these 700 V2s, where at that 4-foot part, there's a bit, you know, it's kind of coming up and onto the upper there. So they're the two major differences that you can see between the two silhouettes, the 700s and 700 V2s, the horizontal three-stripe branding, and then at the 4-foot area there's interesting detailing in the way that the midsole comes up and wraps onto the upper. Otherwise, the one major feature about these sneakers is the gum sole. Now, if you're a regular viewer of my content and you hear me say the word gum soles, it's usually followed by, I don't get it, I don't like it, I don't like it when they put gum soles on sneakers, because I don't like it when they do that for no reason. In the case of these guys and those gum soles as well, I do actually like it. They fit the aesthetic of this sneaker. That gum sole matches that upper and they go well together. So yes, I think these having a gum sole on them is a big plus and a big yes from Yeezy and the Adidas brand. I think they made a good choice in putting a gum sole on these ones. I just don't like it when brands throw a gum sole on for perhaps just commercial reasons to get people to buy their sneakers. So, but in the case of these Yeezy 700 V2 Geodes, I do like that gum sole on there, and I think it does actually look really good. Okay, that's about enough from me today. I do bring you those daily content, that daily sneaker news, daily information as best as I can. I do, like I said, I have a full-time job, and it's kind of a full-time job putting up daily content as well. So it's like 2 full-time jobs and a 1-year-old. So I am incredibly busy, and it is incredibly hard work, but I appreciate the support, and that's why I keep doing this. Check in tomorrow for that Legacy 312 lows that are dropping. It's interesting that they're lows. It's another sneaker that I was not at all interested in, and I might even hate. Again, I'm not going to say hate, but I wasn't at all interested in them. But then digging into them, I found out stuff about them that I actually do like. So please check in tomorrow for that video. Today, it's the Yeezy 700 V2 Geodes, and it's time for me to check off and say I will see you tomorrow.